I'm so excited to jump on this call with you today, Becky. There's been some new discoveries happening, even things that I didn't know. Now, I've been in real estate for over 25 years, and money is one of the number one subjects that comes across in our world, in the real estate world. And I want everyone to understand from Becky Estep, our executive director, that um, she is the wealth queen, and she has been able to create wealth plans for people that are just, I don't know, they seem magical. Becky, could you elaborate a little bit on the wealth strategies that you've been able to put together for our clients?
Hi.
Huh?
And I love Joanna, and she's the real estate wealth maven. And I am super excited that you invited me to put this out here because I have discovered that our society keeps using money the old way, and we're taught all this old stuff and old thinking. And as fast as AI is going, we need to start thinking about money the new way. And so some of the things that we've been able to do is create a plan where we utilize people's liabilities, like their house, their cars, their credit, and we take the everything that they have, and we actually have figured out a way to use the same dollar twice tax free and use their debt as a tool where we can, one, simultaneously pay off their debt while building wealth at the same time. So
That's
we
absolutely crazy. And so I hated to interrupt you in that, but I know everyone's thinking that's absolutely insane. How do you do that? And how do I get a hold of something like that? And so we'll let y'all know. But first and foremost, I want to let you finish up with that scenario and then maybe a potential example of what you're talking about. So um, tell me like I'm a fifth grader, right? How does this work?
Sure. So, have you ever heard of GPS?
Yes.
Okay.
That's that
So,
mapping thing, right?
yeah. So you put the coordinates in, and GPS tells you the fastest way to get somewhere.
Hmm.
Um, and
What,
this is the same thing, but for your money. And so you put the coordinates in. I want this in my emergency savings. I want this to do this. I want to use my $150 that I have left over a month and put it where the program tells me to so that I pay the least amount of interest in the fastest amount of time possible while simultaneously building wealth so that I'm not just reliant on social insecurity whenever it comes time to retire, that I have another avenue that's going to pay me money too. And so
so you're telling me that we can't rely on Social Security?
I called it social insecurity for a reason.
Yeah.
As I get a little bit older, I start to realize the rules. And so the rules they're not set up for us to win at all. They don't teach us how to win, nowhere. And so the thing is what I've discovered is when my mom got ready to retire, to go back to work because most people's plan is to work until they die, which is horrible. And it doesn't have to be that way. And so she retired and she gets $900 a month in Social Security. That sounds really secure to me.
Well,
And then I thought, holy moly. My mom always told me I was her retirement plan. I guess she was kidding, but she wasn't kidding. And that's where most of the people in our generation is right now. I keep seeing because I talk to people about finances all the time. So I know how much they're going to get in Social Security. And I know if somebody's getting $4,000 a month, I know that they worked really hard. Like they worked 50 to 60-hour weeks for XYZ amount of years, and that's why they're even getting $4,000 a month. Like, and that's nuts to me. Like you work your entire life, you are enslaved at most of it, and you get 400, 4,000, and that's not even enough to live off of these days. Like
no.
that's cutting it really close. And so now we can figure out some supplemental plans and put them in place so that you have something to offset what they're not going to pay you. People are putting money in 401ks and they don't understand that they could lose it all. And people have, and they do, and they don't have a backup plan. And so the backup plan that we're putting together, you're fully armored in every way that you could think of. If you get sick, if you this, if you that, you can't lose money in it. It grows, and at the end of the day, we get you out of debt, and then we can build bigger assets so that you have more of a nest egg. And so I'm just blown away. But the basics are, I have no idea how GPS works. And honestly, I really don't care. I put my coordinates in. It tells me to turn left. It tells me to turn right. And that is what this does. You put all your coordinates in of what you want your money to look like. And it, one, calculates the fastest way to zero and saves you tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest. And simultaneously, we build a wealth plan for you so that you have something to retire. Most people think they have to get out of debt and then build wealth because it's costing them so much money in interest. That's what we believe, that we should do this because we're not going to make as much on the wealth side. So we might as well pay our debt off first and then build wealth. Well, the problem is people are never getting out of debt. So they never start building wealth. But now we're using money the new way, where we show people how to pay off debt and build wealth at the same time. Okay.
Sounds magical to me. So why can't we just use the Dave Ramsey method?
Because the Dave Ramsey method has a 14% success rate, and it's not the most strategic way to use your money. That's the old way.
That is the old way. Yeah. So what I've been hearing in what you've been doing and what I know about Dave Ramsey, he's got like hundreds of, and thousands of people in his world. And people that swear by him too, because they took the snowball method, they took the avalanche, whatever you want to call it, whatever fancy name you want to do it. And then also what I've realized is like even I talk to CPAs all the time. I used to be licensed to do taxes, and so when my real estate folks come on board, I give them a wealth strategy, and this is like what we're pulling together is even more of a wealth strategy because I was doing it the old way. And your CPA needs to be not just a data entry clerk, they need to be a tax strategist, money, wealth management, like all the things, right? And so, and it's difficult because that's not how they were taught. And where people know what a CPA is they take your money and they look at everything you've done in the past. And that's still the Dave Ramsey method too, because it's everything in the past. It's an Excel spreadsheet. It's a, and I'm one that did that. I'm money day every Thursday, 8 a.m., whether it's me and my CPA or just me or me and my husband, whatever it was. It's every Thursday. And I'm mapping out in an Excel spreadsheet all my numbers, all the things, and then magic happens, right? Because I found a new way to deal with my money in a GPS fashion. One of our investors that we worked with saving $1.2 million. Could you speak into that and the different things that we went through for real estate investors to know that you don't have to have that heavy burden of the debt, that you could get to your cash flow sooner by lowering that debt without paying extra money, without refinancing, without doing the BRRRR strategy, without doing all the could you speak into that? Because as a real estate investor, I've been doing this for over 25 years, and there's a lot of things that I do to upgrade my real estate, but I wasn't upgrading my money. Right? So what would you say to real estate investors that have, let's just say, 3 to 4 properties, that they're landlords, they own properties, they're getting cash flow, but like maybe their debt is, like right there, they got just enough to make $200-300 in cash flow. How could they get to more of their cash flow? Could you explain like how that would work the new way?
Yes, I can. I'm thinking through the simple terms, right? Because we don't want to
Greater terms, yeah.
overcomplicate this. Yeah, but the thing is an example, the one that you're speaking of, I know exactly the one because I remember when we put all her numbers in and I was so excited because she's going to be completely debt free in 8 years and save $1.2 million in interest. Because if you think about that, like if say you had six different debts, and they have different terms, they have different rates, interest rates, they have different everything. What do you pay first?
Mhm.
Especially if you only have an extra, what did you say? Two or three hundred
300 bucks. Yeah.
dollars in positive cash flow after you spend all the money and all the things. Where do you put that $300? I don't know. I go out to dinner, I guess. And with this program and six different debts, there's 772 different ways you could pay that. And so this program knows that number. It knows exactly where to put that $300 and the fastest way to zero. It is mathematically precise. It is guaranteed. It takes 10 minutes once a week to just update the system, and it just gives you a set of instructions. Turn left here, put your money in this account here at this time, put your money in this account here at this time. It doesn't have control of any of your money. And as we've recently even learned, being in this money management system and learning things to help people get out of debt faster, because we'll speak to the pandemic that's going on, uh, is that it tells us what to do and we just do it, just like the GPS in our car. It's guaranteed. It takes 10 minutes once a week to update. And when life happens, you just put the life coordinate in there. It's like having a crystal ball for your money, where nobody else, not Dave Ramsey, not Susie Orman, not any of the people that are teaching people, they have it's effective, but would you rather save your family $100,000 in interest or $200,000 in interest? I
Yeah.
like it can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars more in interest to follow the
The
old
old,
way of using money and doing things. And
yeah.
so why would you do that? That's like printing out them Google Maps to get somewhere. Like why would you
The
keep
old Rand McNally, right? Like, let's bust out the
Right,
paper and follow the old way, using
right.
paper instead of the
When
digital
the new
way.
way, the investing in your future, once you purchase this program and use it, it's yours forever. You never have to buy it again. So it's even to me the cool way because I hate forever monthly subscriptions. It drives me nuts. It's like everybody's taking money off the top of my money for the rest of my life if I want to enjoy their service, which I understand. And it annoys me.
Yeah. And so those that are looking for a retirement plan, that's who we're really like, that's deep in our hearts, mostly because we've watched our previous generation get nothing,
Yes.
right? Like you were talking about your mom, $900 a month. Who lives on $900 a month?
I'm terrified. Don't tell anybody. I'm 48 years old and I'm like, I have no retirement plan. My retirement plan, I guess it is not. That is not true anymore because I was started seeking it. I started trying to find the answer. I knew there was an answer and I knew that real estate investing was part of my answer, but it couldn't be the whole answer because real estate goes like this. It goes up and down and there's things that happen and you got to be able to work with the waves. And you got to have enough money built up so that when the wave happens, you stay here and you just stay floating. And so having a foundational crystal ball for my money to make sure that I don't mess that up, because I can't afford to lose another decade. I don't got any left. I got to get the plan together now. And so
Yeah,
I was seeking it and I found it. And then now that I found it, it's my job on this earth to educate other people how to do this too. It's like if you I went to this training and he said if God gives you the answer, then it's your job to teach people what it is. And
yes.
so Mm-hmm.
Grant Cardone says that your job, duty, obligation to share with the world what you know, you cannot take it to the grave. There's so much to know. It's hard to know on your own. So the more people speak up about the new way of doing things, the easier it's going to be for everyone else on the planet to follow along. And so those that are seeking a retirement plan, um, I hear a lot in the real estate world. I want to get into real estate. I'm afraid I'm going to outlive my money. I don't have a retirement plan. And my soapbox for several years has been so that you can retire when you desire, pay less in taxes. Real estate gives you that asset that gives you tax advantages. And there's other things too, but the real estate side of it is like probably 30-40%. There's so much more that people are missing out on. It's just they don't have enough time to educate themselves with all the things, right? And so if someone wanted to build a plan and they have like just 200-300 bucks positive cash flow, or maybe you have 2,000 in cash flow, but you're not quite sure what to do with it, 2,000 plus. There is a wealth way, and that sounds so vague. I would like to be more specific. There is a strategy, a new way, as we're talking about, that it's not just about getting out of debt, because some people don't have debt, right? They don't have a lot of debt.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, especially real estate investors, say, well, I have debt, but it's leveraged and the tenant is paying it down. I don't worry about it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so and then there's some people that say, oh, well, I'll rely on Social Security or insecurity, we should say, or I'll rely on my 401k or my pension. Oh my God, let's not get into pensions. Um, what would you say to those people?
My stepmom got fired 2 months before she was supposed to retire and didn't get her pension.
Oh,
Uh, my my dad and my stepmom, my dad got cancer, and God, how did that work? My stepmom was on she's on disability, and my dad was getting social insecurity. And then when my dad passed away from cancer, now my stepmom just gets disability, because she doesn't get his social insecurity anymore because he passed away. So if you're making that as part of your plan, that there is no plan. I've got plenty of evidence. No matter what you think, you better foolproof your plan. And so I think there's so many things about this world that can go wrong, but now we have an answer to make it right. And it doesn't matter. We were just on a talk today about how the runway was 2.5 years, that they were in their 60s, that we still were able to build out a plan for them that would pay them an extra $2,000 a month if we follow the plan. And so these wealth plans that we're building out are really powerful. They spent 10 years searching for the perfect way to build out a retirement plan. That I haven't seen anywhere. I think that people get confused because if somebody, I used to have all these things. So when somebody were like, "Oh, I'm a financial planner," I'm like, "Oh, they sell you life insurance policies, you know what I mean, or death insurance policies, as I've called them in the past." There is a place for them. There is a place for protection. I do understand it. I just used to laugh in my head about it because I had a limiting belief because I didn't know what I didn't know. And now that I know things, I can't go, once you see it and once you get into the groove and you do your free financial analysis, once you know how to do money the new way, you can't unsee it. And then now it's time to grow. Now it's time to for real set up. I see so much more hope for people than I ever have because they didn't know what they didn't know. And a confused mind shuts down. And so you just like, I'll just go to work and pay my bills. And then my washer broke, so I had to get a new washer this month. And now I have that new payment. or this happens or that happens. People are so busy keeping their head down that they're not thinking about their future. And so, like Joanna said, take in your money date and put in all your stuff in this money management system, it telling you what to do. It'll even tell you if you're going to run out of money. It's like, hey, you better fix this by this date. And that used to scare people. And now I'm like, heck yeah, thank you. I know in 1 year I better fix this because I'm going to run out of money. And so now I know that I have it. It gives me time to figure it out and make a new plan and fix it, right? And so how do you have that? We're just like, oh, I have enough to pay my bills this month. I don't know about next month. I better go work so I can figure it out for next month. But now it's like you can really see into the future. How many of you guys know what your debt-free date is? The
Yeah,
day that you will be debt-free. And if it's 30 years, that's not a plan.
that's not a plan. And if you think you have a plan, I would love to see them side by side.
Heck yeah.
Like bring it on. Let's look at everything as a whole. There's this all-encompassing wealth strategy. It's not just one way.
Mm-mm.
And so most of what we know as society is the old way of doing it because that's what our schools, our jobs, our government teaches us. And so we don't know any other way. And so it's not your fault. Um, it's it is once you know, but if you don't know, you should come check out and do a side by side comparison of what you think your plan is and what we can pull together. We have another student of mine. She got a wealth plan, and she was after 3 months of getting the wealth. She's like, "Okay, this is great," and then she freaked out because she lost her job. And she's
Mm.
like, "Oh my God, my life is turning upside down." And she actually ran through the system, the GPS system, and realized she's going to be okay. She's going to be okay. She doesn't need to go back to work. And so, another client of mine that we put a wealth plan together, she was freaked out that she had to go get a job because she just got a recent divorce. She's got two young boys, and we put a wealth plan together that she's creating cash flow on a monthly basis. She doesn't have to get a job. And so uh, there's not just one answer. And everyone has, it's like a fingerprint, right? Everyone has a different story. And so you can't say, oh, well, that person or this, it's got to be you. It's got to be according to you and your situation. And so I just invite everyone to be an open mind and see that there are other possibilities out there. Just because something's new, actually, it's not even that new. It's 20 years new. How about that? So it's just that it's not talked about. And because our social media, our TV media, our government, all the things that keep us down, right? That keep us down to not think for ourselves. I call it the Wally world. Who's seen Wally? Wally, where they just kind of, with the little robot running around and Earth is a crappy place. And they're all in front of a screen. And this movie was done like, I can't forget, I can't remember exactly, early 2000. Um, and somebody tell me the date, write it in the comments because I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I can't remember
I
the
just
exact date.
remember the people all being on conveyor belts.
Exactly, but they all had a screen in front of themselves.
Mhm.
And so they couldn't see all the drama that was happening outside here. And that's exactly what's going on. I see kids with tablets in front of them, burning their eyeballs. And that's literally what we're doing so that we don't see what's happening out there. There is a different way to think, a different way to be, a new way to think. And it's just not a normal society thing to do. We live in a payment society. We're like, oh, I can afford $500 a month. And in actuality, it's not just $500 a month. It ends up costing you thousands of dollars later because it just compounds. And those that understand compound versus simple interest. I won't get into that because we're going to keep this at a level that everyone could understand. I'm just inviting you to know that we want to have a chat so that we can see where you're at and what's possible. and go from there. Like if nothing is possible, oh my God, well then you win. It's okay. Um, but I'm almost gonna say that we can give you something that looks way gravier than what you got.
I want to circle back around to a point.
Yes.
One of the things that I've noticed about investors, somebody that has 2 to 3 to 4 properties, is that they have that mindset. You had mentioned it. They have that mindset that, oh, the monthly payment is taking care of that. I don't need to mess with that. The thing is this money management system takes that $300 and shows you how to strategically place it so that you get to the equity in the property faster, much faster. And so what I've noticed is whenever I get on with investors and we go through their numbers and we show them that they could be completely debt free with those 3 or 4 properties in 8 years. Mind you, this is a family. They, a husband, a wife, they've got kids. They'd be completely debt free in 8 years. Now, what would it be like to get all the income from those properties? And I see this light bulb go off of like, oh yeah, that's what I'm doing this for. And I get to have my cake and eat it too, because now in 8 years, I could be traveling the world with my kids, living off my real estate. And just because you have to pay taxes on it, well, there's tax strategies in place that you can still spend your money, you keep it instead of giving it to Uncle Sam or giving it to the bank, which is essentially what's happening right now. So we've cracked the code on how to take the money back from the bank, and then we've cracked the code on how to take the money back from Uncle Sam in 2 ways. And so on the debt side, we take it back from the bank and put it back in your family's pocket. And on the wealth side, we use the same dollar twice tax free. Your
Oh,
dollar. We use your dollar twice tax free. We show you how to do that. That's the new way of doing money.
yes. I love it. I love it. Uh, what else would you want anyone to know? What falls on your heart that you see the most and you wish the most for
Oh my
people?
gosh, I'm gonna cry. Um, you can't unknow something. And so remember, I was searching for the answer, and I was searching for the answer, and I was shown the answer. I found this money management system 3 years before I got involved. And I've made a lot of mistakes in my life when it comes to finance and money and not understanding and just trying to fumble through the system and figure it out. I had rental properties and lost everything and started over a decade of my life gone. I was a mortgage broker for a while, and I've done credit repair for a million years and helped thousands of clients get into properties and all those types of things. And I've learned all of the things about business credit and how to build business credit in your business name, and took that and nerded out on it and ran with it. And so my favorite way to illustrate this is that when I lost everything the first time, like I had been shown the system a few times and didn't, I thought I was smarter than having a money management system. And it's like God sent me a car and he's like, hey, it's flooding. This debt thing isn't going away. Like there's a lot of people that have debt in this world and it's not going away. And even you, and you think you're smarter than me. And so we're not going to co-create together. And he sent this car by. And I said, nah, I got it. It's flooding. It's okay. And then he sent the boat. And I'm like, yeah, I can swim. It's okay. And so finally he sent that helicopter, and that's the system. And so I got on the helicopter, and now I'm not looking back. And now I'm like, this debt thing is so going so fast that the numbers are just turning. And so I told Joanna yesterday, I was like, what if we could stop the number? Maybe not make it go down, but what if we could stop the number in its tracks? And so we're starting a movement. of movement of people that are locking arms and saying, no more. We're going to draw a line in the sand. We have the answers. We're going to start building wealth. We're going to make this country wealthy again instead of a debt-based company or a debt-based country. And so it starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with this one story about um, somebody should do something about this. And that somebody is you. That somebody's me. That somebody's Joanna. So we're locking arms together. We invite you to one, put a line in the sand for yourself and for your family, and then teach like crazy so that we can teach people to use money the new way instead of the old way.
I love it. It's been so fun hanging out with you. I love doing this and getting all the gold nuggets out on the table, and so that everyone can learn and associate with where they're at and take a next step. So I appreciate your time, Becky.
I appreciate you too. Yay, let's go.
Bye.